live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade. What's going on, beautiful people from around the world? How are you doing? Hope you're doing fantastic. It's Friday. Yay! The weekend is here. I'm excited about it, I must say. It's going to be a great, relaxing weekend. Hopefully you get a good, hope you get the opportunity to spend time with your friends, your family, your loved ones, do something exciting. Derek Washington, what's up, brother? Aloha, man. Thanks for sharing pictures with you and your mom. Hope you guys both had a good time. Ron says, it's good to be back. Glad to have you back, man. Stan says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Stan. Good job today, buddy. You crushed it. Bill, how's it going, Bill? Hope you're doing fantastic. Let's talk about the markets today. Today is Finance Friday, and as usual, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll talk about the SPY, and I'm going to pull up some exponential moving averages, and we'll talk about them. It has been quite a while since we have bounced off of the 50 on the spiders. We bounced off the 10 here, off the 20 here, off the 20 a few times there, and it looks like we bounced off the 20 again. And there's a friendly wager, if anybody wants to get in on it, from me and Dean Chance and a few other traders on Slack. But pretty much the wager is the SPY makes a new all-time high before sometime in May. So May 2nd, Mr. Derek Washington and myself's birthday, so that's going to be a good day. But yeah, I think the SPY definitely makes a new all-time high relatively soon, which is going to be good to know for anyone who's looking at trading it bullish. So these last few candles right here, today really was a beautiful bullish retest gap. And the afternoon did have a very, very good move. So Crystal, I'm sure you're watching that, and Jesse, you're probably watching that. Here's the move earlier in the afternoon. Well, not earlier, but not too long ago. It was this double bottom that we were watching. So the double bottom came in right as the afternoon trading room was closing down, and it closed right above that neckline, and then this candle came in. So the analysis was, okay, guys, two choices. You could either buy 237.50 calls, and they were 8 cents at that point in time when we were talking about them. And they ended up trading much higher, but obviously right towards the close, they weren't that great. Or if you did the 237s, that's the one I recommended because it was right at the money. Those were only about 24, 26 cents right here on the pullback. So if you got a chance to snag those, it moved up nicely towards the close of the day. So SPY, nice little move towards the end of the afternoon, nice double bottom, good looking stuff. Here on the daily chart, looks like a Morningstar reversal of sorts. It didn't really pull back that far, as we didn't think it would. Pull back more or less to the 20 and bounce. So Dave Zamora had a bull put spread expire worthless. Congratulations. Dean, myself, a few others have a 234.50 put sale on the SPY, which does soak up a nice amount of margin. That's expiring next Friday. And the 234.50, they're about 60 cents right now. So there's still a little bit of premium on there, ironically enough. But those are going to be next Friday. Yeah, a week from today. And that's pretty much it on the SPY, honestly. So again, still looks bullish. I still think we get higher. And if we break out of this red box, bullish, my next target is the top of this green box, which is about 242. Right about 242 and some change on the SPY. So just something to consider, look at, talk about, playing out. Here's the IWM. The IWM also had a little bit of a lower shadow today, which is nice for those in the 133, 132 bull put spread on the IWM. I like this lower shadow. What's interesting is it's almost a tweezer bottom. Both candles are almost the exact same size, so we have a little bit of a something like this. Now, if we pull up the 100 simple, that's going to be a really good support. So at some point, I don't know if we're going to actually make it down to there, but if we start making higher highs, if you're not in on an IWM credit spread and you want to consider one, that would probably be the location. And you could go out, late April, May timeframe. I wouldn't go too far into May because, you know, sometimes in May the market can trade sideways and pull down a little bit, but I'd try to go out till, you know, mid-April or late April. A spread down there, honestly, for just regular April is really not too shabby at all. Like a 132, 133, not too shabby. So that is 132. Yeah, you could go, honestly, you could go to 130, 129. You could go really far away. 130, 129, bull put spread. You could sell for $1.11 and you could buy for 95. Why is that premium so good? Let me think about this for a second. Why is that premium? Usually when the premium on a spread's too good, something's wrong. Does the market think we're going to tank? And do I have the right prices up? 130, 129 for regular April 21st. I don't know, guys. That feels pretty good. I mean, that's 16 cents of premium, pretty far away. It is below the 100. Anyway, something to consider. If you want to consider a spread, that's like the area of the price that I'm looking into on the IWM. Because last time we bounced off the 100, even though it was only 2 weeks, I don't foresee something like this occurring. You know, something like this makes sense where you could always close that spread out. Anyway, I like it on the IWM. The Qs still continuing higher, almost making a new all-time high today. So the Qs just still rocking and rolling. And then the Dow Jones, the DIA, also your exponential moving averages. I mean, the trend is still here, folks. The trend is still here. So I know it sounds crazy, but I mean, if we did get a rest, that's what we got to keep in mind. We did pull back, even if it was a little bit. I mentioned, what day was it? I think officially on this day, yes, which was the 6th of March, when the stock didn't really break any lows and ended with a white candle, there wasn't anything too bearish. I was like, guys, at this point, I'm thinking that the market doesn't actually pull back sharply, but just kind of trade sideways until the moving averages catch up with it. And that's pretty much what we got. So any questions, concerns, thoughts, opposing views on the broader markets? While you guys might be chatting them in, I'm going to put Bitcoin on the list because Bitcoin's kind of about finance, right? I think it's going to be important to look at Bitcoin. Derek says Bitcoin. Yep, we're going to be talking about that, man, for sure. BTC, USD. And again, just an update for anyone. You don't have to trade any of the cryptocurrencies. It's always a speculative position for me when I trade it, but I think it's something always good to learn and to know. All right, well, let me get this pulled up then. Here we go. All right, so this is kind of the list for today so far. Friday afternoon, Shake Shack. Going to add that to the list. IONS, ANBA, Bitcoin, BCUSD. I'll look at Ethereum also. Are you trading any of those yet, Derek? And let's put Las Vegas Sands on the list. Seagen, Restoration Hardware. I think that's it for right now. All right, so let's start with HL. This is a mining company. Ticker symbol HL. Here's the daily charts, and I'm gonna kind of zoom out. So one of my buddies got a $4 put sale on HL. Looks pretty good, pretty far away, expiring next Friday. Here's the weekly chart on Helka. Is it Helka? Hesla? I agree. This looks bearish. I think we can all get on board with that. This does not look super insanely bullish. Looks like a giant triple top of some kind. Those do have to retest though. Now the bullish part about this is, what was the bullish part again? Other than it being out of support, I think that's about it. So anyone looking at trading HL, you have two choices here. And again, I'm not going to personally take this trade. I've never traded HL before, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen. No. So great support, beautiful one white soldier. I mean, it's just a buy low, sell high. So it would look something like this on HL. If you wanted to play it bullish, that's pretty much the best you got. It's not super expensive. It's the good news. Again, I'm not going to personally trade that, but only because I don't really have any experience trading HL and I need some more cash before I start trading some stuff. So really, really good supports here. Weekly chart. Again, you got the long-term moving averages pretty far away. This, and again, this is the part that you just never know, unfortunately. Is this going to happen? Or is this going to happen? Or is this going to happen? You know, I don't know that part. But however, whatever you're leaning towards on HL, if you want to play it quickly and then say, all right, well, I want to get in longer term as well, so something like this, right? Then you exit. Then if it pulls back, and then if it bounces, then you get in bullish. I'm also fine with that. But this could be a retest, man. I mean, this is a really nice chart pattern. Accumulation, player participation, distribution. This is Dow Theory 101 right here. So if we retest and start rolling over on HL, you know, and the cool part is, even if you do trade this bullish, or if you get triggered in bullish, you could simply say, all right, here's what I'm going to do. If I get triggered in bullish and it starts rolling down, I'm going to flip. That could also be a perspective. So for it, I think you'll be okay by next Friday. And then next Friday, we'll look at it again for you and just see what she's doing from there. But hopefully that one expires worthless and go to the next one. So that's HL. Next on the list is URA. So look at this one also in the afternoon stock review. And this is the uranium ETF. This thing really took off when Trump got elected back in November the 9th. I mean, that was just, granted, it was also at a really good support, but the timing on that was just impeccable. Look at that support, great resistance, beautiful. Broke out, we were retesting right now. This weekly candle is a nice high wave candle on URA. So for the gentleman who requested this, I like that high wave candle. Again, this is on the weekly chart. And then if it closes above 1634, I would just simply be more bullish than bearish. So that's URA. Wait for a close above 1634. AF. What is AF again? Astoria Financial. Yes. Very interesting gap recently. Check this chart out. So here's a weekly. I've never even heard of this company until the other day. Let me zoom out a little bit farther. So weekly chart, a lot of volume starting to come in on this thing. Is this a bank? I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's a bank. Big break out of this resistance, huge volume. It's not a super expensive bank. Let me look at this monthly chart. How long has it been around? It's been around for a bit. Okay. 1994. This is one of the strongest volumes ever. I'd say buy the pullback if you're looking at playing it bullish. I mean, here's the daily chart. I mean, it's a massive gap. We can see it's very, very far up there. Here's your exponential moving averages, and I would just simply like to see, and of course, we don't know if this is actually going to play out or not. I'd like to see if we could just pull back to about 20, 50, 20, and then bounce. I'll be waiting around for that, of course. If you're looking at playing AF, maybe I play that one, maybe I don't. It's in the future, though, but you can definitely put it on your watch list and watch for it to transpire. Next is Taser, T-A-S-R. Taser International, and this is one that my good buddy Matt DeLong had a bull put spread on before earnings. He exited before earnings, and I think you said you're in another one on Taser. So it's at a good support here at 22. A lot of volume came in on earnings, gap down. This is the weekly charts on TASR, and this is one of those situations where you've got a support here at 22, 21.97. If I zoom out a little bit, you can kind of see this is where we have come from. It looks like a pretty decent buy low, sell high. Very interesting trend line on this stock. It looks something like this. Looks like that's one angle, which coincides very closely where we are now. Let me see if there's any other spread premium on TSAR or put sale or something. I won't be doing that, but someone else could. 22. 22 put sale for 2 weeks away is not bad premium, but that's really close. If you went all the way out till April, you could get some money here at 21. For anyone who wanted to own shares, you could also get some okay money at 20 if you want to consider a put sale. I'm not going to personally do that trade. I got to see how next week ends. But here on the daily, this is a cute little candle today. And again, the last time we were down here on TASR, we had kind of a double bottom. So something like this. So I'm going to make that a little bit of a thin line. And then I'll draw this one. Make that one a little bit bigger. Put a question mark here. I believe my buddy Matt is in a bull put spread. Is this a buy low, sell high channel? Maybe. Nice small gap and candle today. Nice, Matt. All right, Matt's in a 22.20. Perfect. Got it. Derek, I'll put Snap on the list. Nice. Taser. Okay, beautiful. Nice candle. Let's see where it goes. We can publish that. Is TASR at a support? Hashtag channel. Buy low, sell high. Looks like I've done some taser analysis before. Okay. Perfect. So that's pretty much it on taser. Again, I'm not going to personally trade that, but just as a reminder, folks, there's zero chance I'm trading everything on the watch list every day. I'm not Derek Washington. I don't have that kind of skrill. Don't have that kind of money to trade it all. I'm just a normal dude. I'm just a human. But I do like that candle today on TASR. It does look pretty, and I like it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I want to keep Matt's bull put spread. All right, Matt. When does that expire? Is that March? Probably March or April. One of the two, probably March. 22 should have some pretty good premium. All right, taser done. Next on the list is LNG. So LNG was another one of those energies. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do a put sale or what. There's never any really good premium in there. Definitely weighed on it. Didn't really do much. So present day LNG just hanging out. Last time we drew it, we kind of drew that it would likely pull back a little bit. So it is doing that so far. Doesn't mean that that's exactly what's going to happen, but Mr. Squiggles is in red. So looking forward to kind of retest that thing, potentially roll over a little bit more, and then kind of bounce maybe off of 41. Raising a covered call, I believe, for September. So that one's pretty far away. That's what I got on LNG. Here's MEET, Meet Me. And we were talking about this one actually just yesterday and Wednesday. We've been watching this one for 2 or 3 days because it was a very, very nice gap. And today, everybody got trapped. Everybody getting trapped. White candle gapping up. This was a retest gap. Traded down. Nice retest. Beautiful hammer candle. And as of yesterday, we had a setup that looked like this. Entry here, stop there. That was our setup. Well, obviously, we didn't get triggered in EET, had a big gap down, and you can literally see that sentiment and just feel those people losing money. I didn't get a chance to see this one in time, but the 5-minute chart, we opened immediately and just fell down to the ground. And then you have this nice shooting star right here. Again, a great shorting opportunity for the bears, and it was a really good gap. It's a great bearish gap and go. So I have no idea what's going to happen on MEET. I think we'll look at it one more time next week on Tuesday. We were keeping an eye on it to see if we're going to get into a trade. So far, nah. But if we can maybe gap out of here, go bullish, we could. Or feel free for my day traders just to jot this one down, keep it on your watch list, and let's put eyeballs on it for a possible continuation bearish later. Wow, we got a lot of stocks today. WRK. Let me see it work. So WestRock, this is a, I forget who else was looking for this trade, but WestRock, for the gentleman who requested this one, or it might be the gentlelady, I can't remember. WestRock, really good support at the 100 simple moving average. You got 2 dojis back to back. This one, in my opinion, is pretty simple. Entry above here, I would wait for a close, and then the stop would just simply be right below there. That's it. So the reason I wait for a close is because you have 2 days almost back to back where you got a perfect doji. I like the doji. So it was a perfect doji yet today, and then on Wednesday, perfect doji. And there's a little bit of a bearish candle right here, and obviously there's a little bit of bearish sentiment, but overall, trend looks good. We talked about this one a little bit yesterday, a little bit Wednesday. So yeah, just wait for a close about 51.91 for those who look to play WestRock bullish, and hope the trade works. Wells Fargo, ticker symbol WFC. Trading style, always have a few traders in a $60 March covered call, and that covered call on Wells Fargo being March expires next week. So right now it's going to get pretty close. That option's worth about 11, technically 12 cents. So if you want to exit, you're more than welcome to. Here's what I would put in, and you could. The good news is you could exit for less than you sold it for. Buy to close the covered call for about 15 cents. So if it starts moving higher, which also could be code word for Wells Fargo is retesting the all-time high, and if it continues higher, don't be super bearish, right? Bullish candle, I'm sorry, bearish candle gapping up, gap action, strong bullish gap and go, pulling back into old resistance, and then we're just getting these bouncing candles. Let me show you the weekly chart. Hold on to your seats. Here's the weekly chart. Nice bullish candle last week, inside week right now. So we have broken out of this all-time high, and this, in my opinion, is the quick retest. Now, it's very rare for Wells Fargo to actually move quickly and decisively and excitingly. Wells Fargo is more of the probably the longer term shares kind of play, or put sales, bigger portfolios. You know who you are. That's more a Wells Fargo style, I feel like, at least right now with that retest. But again, I wouldn't specifically be looking to short it, at least not yet. You know, now if we get a candle on Monday like this, right, one candle can change everything, candle like that, then yeah, we could probably from there look to short the pullback, short it, and let trade to the 100. Who knows? Is Monday going to be a very bearish day? Possibly. I doubt it, but it could. All right, Wells Fargo. So I posted that one 13 days ago. Alrighty, scroll down, give me a second. Just an update. Okay, next, JP Morgan. Mr. Morgan. JP Morgan. So this was a retest gap. So that's a little bit of a difference between Wells Fargo and JP Morgan. This is a white candle gapping up. So you're expecting what we're getting. You're expecting this pullback. Again, all-time high. I mean, this stock is just up there. So $91 JP Morgan is pretty incredible. And so from here, what to do, right? Well, it's broken the 20 before, and this is when we tried to trade it on a weekly option, and we ended up, we did take a little bit off right there, but it just didn't quite make it to the 50. So is that going to happen again? I really don't know. It's a great retest gap. We have retested, so I'd probably just wait for a little bit of bullishness, and if it becomes bullish, just trade in the direction of the trend on JP Morgan. Next is the financial ETF in and of itself, the Big Daddy, FAS. And you got a little bit of a bearish candle today on FAS. I still would love financials to pull back a little bit more. I mean, I kind of like the market to pull back a little bit more. If we close above 48.74, I'm just going to say bull trend continues. I haven't gone directionally bullish on anything, at least not yet. And so far, we had this really good bullish gap way back here, and that gap is filling quickly. And it really shouldn't, based on the gap, at least fill that quick. So since it is, that means that there's a little bit of bear sentiment up there, and rightfully so, right? We're still at the all-time high. So the interesting thing about this weekly chart is now you have on FAS a evening star reversal at an all-time high. So if you're taking this trade bearish, right, right below that low, that is a counter trend trade, which simply means get in, get out quickly. It could just trade down and then boom, it's gone. Or it could trade down here and boom, it's gone. Right? We don't really know exactly where it's going to bounce. So if it's counter trend, you get in, you get out, you get in, you get out. Because you can always get in, trade for you in your direction, you get out, make some money, and you can always get back in if it actually starts working. Because counter trend trades, you just never know when they're going to bounce. So it's like, all right, well, I'll take the trade and keep doing all right or whatever. So that's FAS. Here is XLF. This is the financial ETF, the less volatile one. And again, really good retest right now. So white candle gapping up, retest gap. We were retesting. We were trading sideways. If you're looking at doing something bullish, just give it a little bit of time. Let it start proving itself. If you're non-directionally bullish, I understand. Again, the 50 pretty far away. I don't have any position on XLF. This is a beautiful gap right here, though, on XLF, and then just trade to the resistance. Now we're kind of chopping around. So what happens from here? Probably continue to trade bullish to neutral. Visa and MasterCard, you might get shocked to hear this, but also all-time highs. And look at the volume today on Visa. So not only did Visa not retest nearly as far as I thought it would, it did retest. White candle gapping up, retest gap, there's the retest. There's your new white soldier. And there's your entry potential right above the high and stop right below that low. I mean, that's a beautiful setup. I didn't take the trade, though. Sad panda. I wanted it to retest into the 10, like a noob. I actually wanted to hit the 10, which is, I was kidding when I say noob. I just didn't take that trade. It's too bad. Would have worked out very nicely. I wanted to retest a little, just honestly about $1 more. Just didn't quite make it there. So Visa, a new all-time high today. Look at these candles. It's like you want to buy here, but it's hard, real hard. So again, being patient, hardest part about trading. So anything for me, anything that I'm buying, I'm trying to buy low as possible because these prices are just skyrocketing. MasterCard, I mean, same thing, right? We definitely had a great breakout of this resistance for sure. So here's the quick retest right there in black, and then I'll circle the bigger retest here in red, right? So again, usually when you get a resistance, you have this quicker retest and then the bigger retest. It's a pretty common pattern. Very common, in fact. Kind of like this. Quick retest, big retest. And then you got another retest, and you got another. Anyway, very nice. So what's happening now? Well, now, I mean, the previous all-time high is right here, so we broke out of that. So we're probably going to retest that, and then, I mean, probably continue higher. Again, it's a very strong bullish market. It's going to be very hard to fight. I wouldn't really suggest it, at least not yet. MasterCard and again SPY. I mean, this will be a very market type of trade. What I mean by that is, you know, if SPY continues higher, MasterCard will continue higher, and so on and so forth. It's a little bit of a bullish gap today. This is an ugly morning star type of pattern. These three candles is not very pretty. This is a trade that if you're looking at playing MasterCard directional, you probably would get in and let that one pop, make a new high, and then probably get out. Because that's what MasterCard has been doing recently, right? When it makes new highs, like right here, pops down. New highs, pops down. So if it does this, you know, exit there, let it pop down. See, new highs, right? New highs, pop down. So again, pretty good bullish gap today on MasterCard. It really was. I mean, today we opened above the high of yesterday, and yesterday was a bearish candle. We opened right here. So this is a pretty strong pattern, especially if you zoom into the hourly. Remember, keep in mind, you can zoom into the hourly on just about any chart and find some good trade setups. So, you know, it would look something like this. And what you would want is if it trades higher and then pauses and then breaks out, fantastic. But anyway, very similar to SPY and the rest. You know, if the financials and the market continues higher, of course, more than likely MasterCard would as well. Bank of America, pretty similar. So Bank of America up here, pretty high, stair-step pattern on Bank of America. So if Bank of America keeps trading sideways and then breaks out of here, I mean, bullish is the trend, so trade it bullish. That would be my thought. It's hard to fight this bull right now. This bull has horns, and it is hungry. Here's Microsoft. Ticker symbol MSFT. Microsoft has just been hanging out. Congratulations for anyone doing spreads on Microsoft. So we talked back in February, a potential week 4, and then back on regular, the 1st of March, we talked about a regular 63.62 bull put spread for next Friday. So far, those look okay. Well, that one obviously expired fine for February. MasterCard's moving, and it's moving bullish, just slowly. So again, when you're doing swing trades to pay the bills, you're looking for quick moves, something like this, something like this. You're looking for a trend. If you're doing investments, you know, you want moves like this, where it just kind of slowly continues higher. So, I mean, realistically, it's still a healthy trend. Here's the weekly chart, and the weekly chart looks powerful. It's just a good trend. It's hard to fight right now. I don't see any real reasons why it would change. I don't see any glaring problems. Where is MACD? Oh, it's in alphabetical order. Okay. So MACD looks fine. Bollinger Bands look good. So we got into the top band. So if we get to the top band again, exponentials look fine. If we're looking at indicators, relative strength index, it's not that bad. So I don't really see an issue. Spread should be okay. If you're in long share, should be fine. Is it great for directional call options? Probably not. You know, you got a really good resistance right here. I could say if we continue to trade sideways, and we'll look at it on Tuesday, the longer we trade sideways and we break out of that, that could be fun. So I'll put Microsoft on the list for Tuesday. Okay, next we have Shopify. Any updates on Shopify, Mr. Matt DeLong? So Shopify, rocking and rolling today. So this is, I think, a B wave, and I could be mistaken about the wave count, which is totally fine. Not a problem. This could just be a 3, this could be a 4, this could be a 5, and then we're just get back onto the races. So it did pull it back lower than 60 into these areas, and it was pulling back to the 20. So I was very confident we would have a bounce on that pullback, which we have. So now I don't think we get the C. Looks a little bit too strong. And again, I'm fine with being wrong on that particular count. It stinks because I'm not in this bullish move. But on the hourly chart, beautiful retest gap today. So we talked about this one a little bit in the morning trading room for anyone who got a chance to play Shopify, right? White candle gapping up on the daily, pulled back, and you got this huge bullish candle. then the very next candle was a black candle. So even if you took that trade, did pretty good. Not all-time high, but high of the day breakout, retested a few times, and finally went on later in the afternoon. So Shopify was a relatively decent bullish retest gap today. And I think it continues. I mean, unless we get a huge bearish day tomorrow, or tomorrow being Monday, which is possible, you are trading to a relative resistance. If we don't, though, again, I'm very bullish on Shopify. I think it could easily continue. We did have a healthy pullback, and volume is increasing. So just FYI, if we continue to blow through that, don't be bearish on Shopify. I'll just remove my wave count, and we'll take it from there. Regions Financial. Here's the weekly chart. And the reason I'm pulling up the weekly chart, just another one of the stocks I'm pretty excited about, hopefully retesting, because this thing has a long way to go if it actually ever starts to really rocking and rolling. So this is the line pattern. And again, you can kind of see this thing has a long way to go. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that I can get some pullbacks on these financials. Regions, a pullback to $12 would be splendidly, uniquely wonderful. That'd be a fun buying location. Something like this, I mean, it's gonna be hard for that to happen without the help of the market at least trading a little bit bearish. But now what I'm gonna do is come back in here to the daily, put on some candlesticks, and it looks like a small, very, very small head and shoulders pattern, which means this is the neckline. The downside of that is this support, old resistance, new support would be very strong. So we might only just get this. And then you get this trend line coming in here. We could just trade down and then we bounce. So fortunately, unfortunately, I don't see much on regions yet. It'd be hard to play this thing bearish that long term. Not saying you can't, of course, but if you wanted to short right there, the stop right there, and hold through all this as a potential play, the risk reward is there. If you're a hero, you can do that. If you're a mere mortal like me, it's much more difficult. So that's regions. All right, ticker symbol MOMO, Momo. On Momo, the daily chart, so Bob got himself a put sale at $30. This was a very interesting gap the last 2 or 3 days. He had a beautiful bullish gap on Tuesday, and then a phenomenal follow through on Wednesday. You probably remember that. We talked about it on Tuesday, wrote the note, look for a quick bullish continuation. And then yesterday, we got a gap down trapping some people. It is a retest gap, so it makes sense. Inside day candle today. So what to do from here? You could probably bracket trade it. Let's see, something like this. So this is a strong gap. Here's your weekly chart. And again, your weekly chart will show that it's a nice pennant pattern breakout. We probably get an inside week next week. Well, not probably. I'm very confident we do. 310, 17. Very confident. We get an inside week next week, which means we just want to have tons of momentum. Here's the hourly time frame, and the hourly time frame, yeah, let's continue to watch it for a little bit of a bullish bounce or a bearish follow through. It's a nice bracket trade, I think, kind of feel. So we'll put on the list for Tuesday. That's Momo. All right, here's Berry Plastic, ticker symbol BERY. And Berry Plastic has been fun to a few people. We'll pull up the daily chart really quick. In the daily, we are trading sideways still. Long-term moving averages. The last time we hit the 100 simple on Berry Plastics, we took off. I don't know if we actually hit it again. We might get close. This stock looks like it likes to continue higher, but just slowly. Got a good looking hammer right there at a support-ish level. You're getting good higher lows. I mean, honestly, if we start making higher highs or higher lows on Berry Plastics, I wouldn't be bearish. You know, if you're doing something down here, spreads, put sales, whatever, we'll put, or if you're getting into directional trade, I don't think it'll be a super exciting one. I mean, probably something like this, trade up into resistance, maybe a 1 to 1.5. Just depends on how good your risk reward is, or your setup, or how often you follow Berry Plastics. But for the gentleman requesting it, it looks good long. Verizon. Been keeping eyes on Verizon to see what we're going to do with this double top thing right here. This really unique, weird looking double top. There's the neckline. This could be a flag pattern. I think I'm going to wait for another higher high or a higher low on Verizon, and then we'll see if we can get in. So for right now, we'll still wait. Longer term, and again, I'm not going to personally do this trade, but long term on Verizon, this green box is a great buying zone. You'll notice there is a chance that Verizon has bounced at that price before. There's a chance. So the buy low, sell high portion of Verizon, that's just simply where I would do it. Now, the interesting thing is we are right on top of the long-term moving averages on the weekly and the daily. What does that mean? It means we're probably just going to keep hanging out and doing a whole lot of nothing on Verizon, more than likely. All right, look at that tech bubble bust on Verizon. Wow, that would have been hard to trade too. Happened so quickly. Great bounce in 2008 on Verizon. I feel like we could have traded that. Right? You guys think so? I feel like we could have been looking for some longs on Verizon down here at 26 a share. I mean, it's doubled since then. That's only 2011. Anyway, one day we'll get a time portal. That'll be exciting. You're all welcome aboard as soon as I can figure out how to make it. Here's Starbucks. And Starbucks has been getting routed recently. So Starbucks is continuing to sell. And I give a shout out to Darius. Darius was asking back here if a bull put spread or a bear call spread makes more sense. I said a bull put spread makes more sense because the long-term moving averages and everything. And that would have had to have been unraveled or exited, probably unraveled 2 days ago. Little double top right here came in. Broke that support, broke long term. So Starbucks, interesting. Trying to determine where it'll go. Some traders have this 52.50 put sale for next Friday. That one should be okay. And then for those traders who like Starbucks, and I've done a few on this one before, we might be looking out for this 200 simple moving averages support. I'm gonna keep my eyes on Starbucks here for this breakdown to possibly continue because it's pretty strong. Now, what does that mean from here? Well, from here, probably just wait for a little bit of a retest into here, and then probably re-roll into 53. So if you're looking at playing Starbucks, I think a little bit of bearishness, retest down into 53-ish. Then we'll look for the bounce again, and if we don't get it, yeah, I think we go to 47.52 because again, Starbucks was on a huge tear. I mean, look at this trend. It's just been immaculate, crushing it. So this is some huge wave 4 on Starbucks, I think. All right, next on the list, Shake Shack. We're going to do a swing trade on Shake Shack. Bearish, but it wouldn't have filled. So now the interesting thing is with this IPO that went just absolutely ballistic, and now it's coming back to earth. Shake Shack, I might be doing a swing trade on Shake Shack because this is a really good support. Very fun, very volatile stock. And I like these candles down here. So I'm trying to decide how aggressive to play this. Because you'll notice we got some wicks down here. And I think I might want to wait for a close on Shake Shack. Yeah, let's do that. Let's wait for a close. I'm going to put this one on the list on Monday. And this is probably going to be the next one to become official. I love it in every way. all about it. The reason I like a close is just because I know Shake Shack is a little volatile. Has a lot of wicks oftentimes, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's great. I like these two little candles back to back. They're just cute. So if you get a bullish candle coming in here, I'd feel good about it. And Shake Shack can be a fun move. So on the list, watching it at that support. All right, INOS lost on R almost on this trade today. Almost lost an R. Was looking at playing it bullish and just never caught the bullish move. So earlier this morning, I took the entry above this bullish candle and exited before it stopped us out right there. And then I looked to play it bullish above here and just never triggered and actually went down some more. And then I lost track of it after that double bottom. But even then, it only worked out okay. So IONS, what's interesting about this one is here's your 100, your daily chart. We gapped down to a nice support, I felt like, and you have a high wave candle today. This could easily bounce off support. The 100 obviously be a little bit of a resistance. Let me show you this pharmaceutical company on a weekly chart. And on a weekly chart, you're also kind of battling some support resistance. What's interesting about this, you know what, looking at it from this perspective, yeah, if it closes below here, I think I'm going to be a little bit bearish. The challenge is that 200. And we can see that it does respect its 200. It really does respect its long-term moving averages. Ooh, that's tough. Let me put that on the maybe list for Wednesday. I'll see if it looks nice. All right, IONS done. Next, AMBA. And Brad wanted me to look at AMBA. So AMBA, this protective put that you bought over earnings expired worthless today. The good news is this covered call at 65 paid for this protective put. So all is well, I feel like. So here's probably more than likely what's going to happen on the AMBA. We got this double bottom right here. Nice double bottom. We have a really good support resistance right there. Beautiful little white candle. That broke down. I think we're going to kind of continue to pull back a bit lower. Check this version out. Here's the weekly. And the weekly chart, yeah, it looks a tad bearish. So here's going to be my plan. I'm going to look to snag some protective puts, let it trade down to here, sell to close those protective puts, potentially buy some small amount of shares of the gains on that protective put if it works. And then down here, I'll expect a bounce on AMBA. So for those of you who are not in or didn't play this bullish move on AMBA from down here last time, you are welcome to start planning it again for 47-ish. So again, here's the daily chart, and the daily, just going to look for a little bit of a pullback, and then I'll be waiting for the roller. Now, if it just keeps tanking, this stock can move very, very quickly, and it can trend incredibly well. That's why I like trading it sometimes. So on your hourly chart, look at this head and shoulders pattern on the hourly. I mean, that is hard to argue. Boom, boom, boom. Gorgeous. And even retest it and everything. So yeah, if it pulls back a little bit more, honestly, I think AMBA really could trade down a little bit lower. And not only that, but you got this small head and shoulders pattern, triple top thing here inside of a bigger one. There's the neckline. Yep. That was it. That was it. So AMBA rocking and rolling down a little bit, more than likely, probably some small, that would be the bigger retest. And then what will happen is on this one, I don't think I'll wait for any candles or anything. I'll just buy some protective puts probably for April or May. And this covered call, I could already buy it back for a profit, but I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. We'll see what she does. I like the AMBA. I don't mind it trading back down to 46. I feel like we entered it at a really good price anyway. All right, so now let's talk Bitcoin for those who like it. Bitcoin, very volatile right now, and rightfully so. So this is the daily chart. And Bitcoin was at the all-time high. Again, it was starting to hit the news wires. Bitcoin more viable than gold, which it was. And the SEC rejected a Bitcoin ETF. So yeah, those wicks are real. Bitcoin's very volatile. Very, very volatile. And it's a mover, man. So the cool part is it's like Forex. It's trading right now. You guys want to check it out? Look at this. Here's the 5-minute chart. It's moving right now. But yeah, so there was going to be a Bitcoin ETF. That got the kibosh, and this happened. So what do I think on Bitcoin? I'd love to buy it at 936. Now, again, for those of you who don't know, Bitcoin's cool because you can buy it in whatever increments you want because it's tied to the dollar. So if you have a Bitcoin broker or whatever, you can buy it with $100 and you'll just buy a fragment of a Bitcoin. It's pretty cool. So you don't have to buy a singular Bitcoin every time you trade. So it's not like a share. Yeah, you can buy it in $1 increments, honestly, if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter. So that's usually what I do. I don't load up. It's not like I buy hundreds of Bitcoins at a time. One Bitcoin is worth $1,094.88.
Wow. I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Your
It was up $1,300. So it's moved 300. It was moved 300 points. Yeah.
Oof.
Very, very cool. So this is the one. This is the one that I like. Ethereum. I like this one. Just another cryptocurrency and beautiful, beautiful breakout. I'm looking to go long if it can pull back to here, but if it keeps consolidating, I'll play the breakout on this one as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same rule applies, and it's tied to the dollar, similar to Forex. The cool part about this, the different part about cryptocurrencies that does not relate to Forex is you can't lose more than you buy. I like that. With Forex, you guys know you can, right? Just like futures, you can lose more than your investment. With a cryptocurrency, you can't. Meaning, if you put in $100, you buy $100 US worth of Ethereum, then I mean the worst you can do is go to zero, right? And you lose your $100. But you can't lose more than that. And again, I like that. And you can always buy this in increments as well. So just something to talk about. It's interesting. I would challenge each and every one of you to learn a lot more about cryptocurrencies, even if you don't have to trade them at all. They can be fun to trade. They are easy to trade with smaller accounts as well. It's always another option. They're not amazingly easy to day trade because volume is not that, what am I trying to say? Volume's not that fantastic intraday, even though it's been really good recently. It's not super awesome. Here's the 15-minute chart on it right now. So it's a little spready. But even with smaller accounts, you can trade this because you can buy and sell. And cryptocurrency brokers, their commissions are insanely cheap. So always something cool to think about and talk about. Las Vegas Sands, LVS. Las Vegas Sands, beautiful new white soldier. Today, we are in bullish on this one. And I hope she continues. That's pretty much about it. I love the double bottom. I like it longer term. I also like it on a weekly chart. Fred played some bullish positions. There's a lot of traders doing some put sales, bull put spreads, buying shares, all that jazz. All that jazz. So realistically, we got Las Vegas Sands on the worksheets. It's active because we're in it. Let's see if she continues higher. CGen, so Seattle Genetics. We did exit Seattle Genetics yesterday because when the news was hitting the wire, it was getting really volatile. And I was like, well, let's just lock in the profit. And I'm actually considering getting back into CGen because it does look still good again. I think I'm gonna figure this out Monday. So sometime Monday, I think I'm gonna do this and then let this limit buy. I'm gonna do a limit buy and then see if we can trade it bullish. I like it again. I'm still feeling it. I don't mind locking in the profit that we locked in to avoid the potential risks of this thing just tanking, which it looked like it was going to do. So this is probably the next setup on CGen, something like this, and we'll just do a limit buy probably on Monday, Tuesday. And then still we'll have 73.43 as the target. FYI. Restoration Hardware. Restoration Hardware. This trade should have left it open, right? Bummer, I didn't. Canceled the trade because they had that class action lawsuit. And this is one of those beautiful scenarios of great analysis on your guys' part. For some of you, if you don't remember, we canceled that particular trade, but the setup on it was amazing. So pat yourselves on the back. As usual, team, you did fantastic with analysis on this trade. So here was Restoration Hardware, and we had to stop at 29.69. And the low of this candle was 29.86. So we're talking about 17 cents before we got stopped out, and the very next day it bounced. So you can't get much closer than that. Stan, Bobby, Andy, a few of the traders made some good trades on this one on Restoration Hardware. And again, as you know, it's all about cycles. It's all about cycles. Mine's coming around at some point. The last really 2 months, January was all right, kind of, sort of. I think I had like, I don't know, I think I had like 7.5 R in January. February was okay. I think I had like 6. March, I'm already down almost 3. So I'm down 3. So I'm like, argh. So I think I'm right here in my cycle of greatness as far as trading goes. So I might have another month or 2 of whatever, and then we'll come back around. Everything will be good, and then we'll go back to. So that's the way it is, you know. And a lot of traders, as I mentioned, a lot of videos, a lot of traders will do is they'll get in their cycle of their strategy, whatever they're doing, and they'll get right here, you know, and then they'll pivot to something else, and that just totally changed. Now it's on a whole different path. So just one of those things that you know, everything works, just not all the time. And we don't like losing. So usually when we lose, we change and we try to do something else and we try to master it. And when in reality, it's like, hey, you're going to lose. Just don't lose all your money. You know, stick around, grind it out. You got this. Stan's got a put sale for April 27.50. Noted. All right. Next on the list is GILD and then Snapchat. GILD, we have a bearish swing trade open. I figure we're going to leave that open until Tuesday, end of day Tuesday. And if that does not trigger by end of day Tuesday, then we will simply cancel it. So let me just write that down. So again, that is an open swing trade. You can do it with options or shares if you want. I'm planning on doing the shares. Cancel on Tuesday, end of day. And then here is Snapchat. So here's SNAP, Snapchat. So we're talking about this one a little bit earlier today, Derek. So Snapchat, the options on this one have now been, they've now hit the floor. So they're open, ladies and gentlemen, on Snapchat. And safe to say that there was a lot of buying the $18 puts for April today. So yeah, I think it's going to go down. If you're looking at playing Snapchat, I think this is a flag pattern. I was looking at it earlier today, and it was an inside day candle. So if we start making some lower lows, yeah, I think we go lower. 38,000 options got purchased for the $18 April put, and those right now are about 25 cents. So feel free to consider Snapchat lower. Options are now open on it, and if it starts making lower lows and lower highs, I too would suggest just keep an eye on it. I think it's going to go below 17 by June 3rd. I personally also think it's going to go below 10, and then down to 10, I'll start looking to buy some. So we'll see. Netflix. So talking about Netflix a little bit earlier. Netflix trading sideways. Some traders did get stopped out this morning. If you did, I did also. Now 0-4 on the weekly options, and I think I'm 0-6 on day trades right now, except that one good one the other day. I'm not going to count that one. I'm down, man. I'm losing. It's not good. I don't like it. So Netflix, honestly, probably just going to leave this alone and maybe until earnings directionally. I've kept trying it directionally. It's just not going to do anything directionally at all. So bull put spreads, put sales, or iron condors for me on Netflix probably until earnings, honestly. It's just doesn't want to do anything directional. Maybe a day trade here and there, potentially. But Netflix, I think I've tried it bullish here, bearish here. I mean, it's just I tried 2 or 3 times, three times at least, and again, I haven't given all my money back on Netflix by any means, but I was just going wild down here. But I don't think I've made a profitable trade on Netflix since earnings. So yeah, I'm just gonna do some spreads, condors, put sales, and just let it do its thing. Neil said, did you hear the speculation that Disney will buy Netflix and Reed Hastings will become CEO of Disney? No, I did not hear that. That'd be an interesting rumor. I don't know if there's any merit to that or not. That'd be a huge buyout, though. Huge buyout. Interesting, Niels. Well, let's put Disney and Netflix on our list for Monday and talk about that one. Speaking of Monday, let's talk what stocks we're going to look at on Monday. What you guys got for me? Monday is Merchant Monday, but we can look at anything you want. This is your show. I'm just the guy who talks. Here's what I'm going to do. Designer Shoe Warehouse, Shake Shack, Disney, Netflix, Walmart, MU, Amazon, Facebook, Snapchat, Costco, Ulta, Salon and Cosmetics. Looks like it's going to go to the moon. Twitter. All right. Anything else? RAD, got it. Rite Aid. I think that's Rite Aid. All right, sweetness. Well, if there's some more on there, of course, you all know you can email me in order to contact me. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. I'm going to hit the books this weekend. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for all that you do. You're amazing people. You're incredible. Thanks for trading with us. And most importantly, thanks for enriching lives. Remember, it's Kids Month, ladies and gentlemen. My challenge to you, figure out a way to help a kid learn this stuff. Might be your kid, might be your grandkid, might be someone else's kid, right? But that's my challenge. Try to teach a kid something about investing, even though you don't think they care. And they might not. Figure out a way to make it important and interesting and engaging to them, because if you can change one kid's life, just one, it's going to be worth it. Because remember, I loved this stuff, and I knew I'd love this stuff at the age of 7. So who knows what can happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you later. Until next time, love life, love, love, and trade it. Bye.